Thank you so much. Welcome everyone to our virtual ranked choice voting seminar for our New York City Council District 24 special election here in Queens. A huge thank you to our community organizers, our organizations, our community leaders, and all residents of the 24th Council District. A very special thank you to Rank the Vote New York City and Common Cause New York, especially to Sean, Debbie, and Susan for making this happen. I know that it has not been an easy task to educate and mobilize all of New York City on a system of voting. And you have all probably seen a dozen of these types of forums recently, but it's super important that we do the proper outreach, educate, and create awareness on this new system of voting. Thank you to everyone who joined us here today. I see you on the list of participants and the chat. Please help spread the word. You are all leaders and influencers, and we really need your help in getting the word and this new system out. As you know, the start of this new system will be implemented for the February 2nd election. We want to make sure that all our friends, our family, our coworkers, that they are all properly informed. So thank you for being here today. Feel free to ask questions. We are joined by experts on the ranked choice voting system, not me, but we are very thankful for our experts today who will be able to properly guide us. I'm really excited to introduce to you today Sean Dugar from Rank the Vote New York City. And I want to read his bio because, hold on, I have to look for it. Okay, Sean, I don't have your bio in front of me. But we all know you already. I hope you'll take a rain check and me saying nice things about you. Oh, actually, I found it. Hold on, let me do this. You deserve it. Sean is a political and nonprofit consultant with nearly 2 decades of experience. He has worked with a number of nonprofit, good government, and social justice organizations, organizing around issues such as police accountability, expanded access to the ballot box, and voting systems like our ranked choice voting. To date, Sean has worked on or managed over a dozen candidate and issue campaigns, including coordinating Democratic Party and African American outreach for California State Treasurer John Chang, organizing faith conversations in support of marriage equality, rallying Bay Area communities on various issues. And I'm so excited to work with you today. And a special shout out also to Susan Lerner, Common Cause. Watched her do amazing work especially when I was in Albany as well. And I'm thrilled to be on this platform with you today and have continued to admire you from afar, even though I'm not in Albany anymore. So I hand it over to you, Sean. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman, for hosting this event, for educating your community, and for working with us to ensure everyone knows how to rank on their ballot. Before I get started, Susan, did you want to bring greetings really quickly? Susan, you're on mute.
I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of Common Cause New York, Congresswoman, for your great advocacy and the way in which you look out for the voters of your district and for our entire state. And we're very grateful for your help and for being able to partner with you tonight.
Thank you so much, Susan. Hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining us this evening. I know there's a lot of places that you could be, but you're here with us talking about ranked choice voting. As the Congresswoman said, my name is Sean Dugar. I am the Education and Outreach Director for Rank the Vote NYC. I hail from the Bay Area of California, where for the past 10 years, I've been an advocate. I've run ranked choice voting elections, and I've run community education for under ranked choice voting. So I'm thankful to be here with you all and talk about, as we call it, RCV. So with that, we're going to get started. I am going to share my screen. Give us just one moment. All right, so let's talk about ranked choice voting in New York City. So quick recap on the changes coming up to local elections. This is a bit of a timeline as to how we got here to ranked choice voting, having ranked choice voting in New York City. So in 2019, the City Council called for a charter review commission to review a wide scope of issues and suggest changes to the city charter, which, as many of you know, is essentially the city's constitution. Over the course of several months, the commission held multiple public hearings, heard from experts, and accepted testimony on a wide range of issues. Throughout that process, hundreds of concerned citizens and organizations came out to offer their support on different issues. One of the issues that received the most support throughout the hearing process was ranked choice voting. The commission voted 14-1 to place ranked choice voting for primaries and special elections on the November 2019 ballot. Question 1, as it was called, was passed by voters with over 73% of the vote and is now being implemented for special elections and the primaries in New York City. Sorry, sensitive mouse. So why are we here? In conjunction with the robust campaign finance system and the implementation of term limits, we now have a wealth of diverse candidates running for office. I think last count was over 450 for the June elections, who under the current system would risk splitting the vote. Under the the previous system now of elections, city council members were elected with what we call a plurality. That means a candidate could win with as little as 20% of the vote, or 80% of the voters are having their voice disenfranchised because they voted for someone else. Ranked choice voting clears that up. So what's changing? Again, starting now, all local and primary and special elections for city council, borough president, public advocate, comptroller, and mayor will be ranked choice voting elections. Now keep in mind, runoffs are eliminated under ranked choice voting, and a candidate needs at least 50% plus one of the vote to win. Voters will now have the option to rank up to 5 candidates, including a write-in, should they so choose. So as the Congresswoman mentioned, voters in the 24th district are the first voters in New York City to utilize ranked choice voting. Early voting has already begun and goes through this coming Sunday, and election day is Tuesday, February 2nd. We're going to skip that. Well, in case we have anyone here from Council District 31, Council District 31 will be the second district in the city to utilize ranked choice voting, and that election is February 23rd, and early voting runs from February 13th through February 21st. So what is ranked choice voting? Ranked choice voting is ranking. We do it every day. Your first choice candidate is the candidate that you love. It's the candidate that you would donate to. It's the candidate that you're gonna make phone calls and send text messages and talk to your neighbors about. But if your first choice doesn't make it, if they don't receive enough votes to win, it allows you to still have a say in the process. and to have your second choice, which is the candidate that you like. You know, it might be the candidate from your neighborhood, the person you see at the supermarket or your local bodega. It's the person who is there with you on the issues, but isn't necessarily that person that you love, that you've known for a long time. So that's your second choice. And your third and your fourth candidates are people who, you know, may not be from your neighborhood, but are there with you on most of the issues. They're people who you can appreciate and understand and would like to see in public office, even if they aren't your favorite. And then your fifth choice is, you know, sometimes we say the candidate you have to hold your nose to vote for. It's the candidate that might not be your favorite, but also isn't the candidate you would absolutely not want to see in office. So again, you have a choice of ranking anywhere between 1 and 5 candidates. So why ranked choice voting? It saves money. There are no spoilers. You don't have to worry about splitting the vote. It allows for new voices and new perspectives. It builds consensus because, again, a candidate is not winning with 20% of the vote. They're winning with 50% plus one. And it also discourages negative campaigning, as you'll see later. If you go negative under ranked choice voting, you risk offending the supporters of the candidate that you're going negative against. You need the second, third, fourth, and fifth place votes of that candidate to be able to win under ranked choice. So going negative does not pay off. So where is ranked choice voting used? It's used all over the place. From places like the Bay Area, where a number of our cities use it for our local elections, to Salt Lake City, Utah, where they use it for county elections, to the state of Maine, which uses it for everything from presidential elections to school board elections. Not to mention around the globe in India, Ireland, Australia, they all utilize ranked choice voting for their presidential elections. So what is ranked choice voting? Again, starting this year, New York voters have the option of ranking your top 5 candidates in your local primaries and special elections. Voters under ranked choice voting don't have to worry about wasting their vote, accidentally helping someone that they don't support get elected, splitting the vote, or someone being elected with only 20% of the vote. You need a simple majority to win. So voter education is a team effort. We're doing these trainings. We have elected officials doing these trainings. The Campaign Finance Board and Board of Elections and City Councils are all doing their own community outreach. And then candidates. Under ranked choice voting, you have to talk to every voter. So candidates are doing their own educational efforts to ensure that the voters in their district understand RCV. So how RCV works. We have a nice little video for you all from our friends in Santa Fe. So we'll say Santa Fe, but it's the same process.
Hi, I'm Olivia Howell. Changes are coming to the way we vote. With the new ranked choice voting, the next time you vote, instead of choosing just one candidate, you can rank them all from your first choice to your last. Here's how it works. Let's say these 5 candidates all run for mayor of Animal Town. This voter ranks Lucinda as her top choice for mayor. She also ranks her second choice Diego, third choice Betty, fourth choice Roberto, and fifth choice Felix. If Lucinda wins more than 50% of all the first ranked votes, then she's the new mayor. However, if no candidate gets more than 50%, then the least popular candidate is eliminated. Sorry, Felix. The remaining second-ranked votes from Felix's voters are redistributed. So if a number of Felix's voters rank Betty and Diego, then those 2 candidates receive additional votes. The new totals are counted and the process repeats until one candidate earns more than 50% of the total votes. Congrats, Diego, you're the new mayor. Back in the real world, before it's time to vote, visit votedifferentsantafe.com for more information. Thank you, Santa Fe, for voting and making this election.
So that's just a quick explainer on how ranked choice voting works. Now we are going to jump into the mock election that we posted a couple of times for you all. Give me 1 second. All right, so let's look at the results of the mock election for favorite pizza place. So you can see here in the first round that no candidate received, well, there are 35 votes. In order to win a simple majority, you need 50% plus 1. So that's a total of 18 votes. We see that of first choice votes, no pizza place received that number. We see that Danny's House of Pizza got 8. John's Pizzeria, not to be confused with Papa John's, got 7. Ruby Rosa got 5. Joe and Pat's got 4. Di Farah got 3. Grimaldi's got 3. I know I'm going to mess up this name. Totono's got 2. Kingsbridge Social Club, Uncle Tony's, and Bar Casino all got 1. So under RCV, the pizza place with the lowest number of votes gets eliminated first. Well, first it would be write-ins, but there are no write-ins. So the 3 pizza places, Kingbridge, Uncle Tony's, and Barbacino, whoever those voters marked as their second choice, those votes were then redistributed. So we see that Totono's, Di Farah, both picked up votes there. And so the process continues. Next, Di Farah and Totono's, because they're the lowest vote getters, are eliminated, and their votes are redistributed. And the process continues until, so in this case, because there were 5 exhausted votes, no one reached the 50% plus 1 threshold. But Grimaldi's is just 1 vote away. They're at 50%. They're just 1 vote away. So they theoretically would be the winner. It doesn't happen that often. Usually the winner does receive over 50% plus 1, but we see in this case, it's right at the 50% mark. So with that, let's jump back into the presentation. So this is a sample of what your ballot is likely to look like. Of course, with made up candidates, but you can see you have 4 different races here on this one ballot. You have mayor, you have public advocate, you have comptroller, and you have council member. And so you will utilize the columns to vote your choices. So your first choice is the first column, your second choice is the second column, and so on until your 5th choice. So that gets us through looking at your ballot. So again, the rounds of counting only kick in if no candidate receives 50% plus 1 of the vote in first choices. The official winner will not be declared until all the votes are counted. That includes early, election day, affidavit, and absentee votes. We estimate in CD24, that means that take about a week before the counting rounds are run if no candidate receives 50% plus one. And then again, the Board of Elections will run the round by round vote totals, and those will be released to the public. So election night results. Like always, the Board of Elections will release the unofficial election results of first choice votes on election. Then about a week later, we estimate, they'll go through the process that they do every single election, same process of releasing the full count of votes about a week or maybe a little bit later after all ballots are counted. The ranking process doesn't make the vote counting any longer. It's the click of a button on a computer. So it is literally a 30-second process, no longer than downloading a document off the internet. So why RCV? More choice, more power. It means that candidates have to speak to every voter, not just a subset. So your voice is being heard by these candidates as they're campaigning. And candidates are forced to build a broad coalition, not just focus on a small subset of the population in order to win. Even if your favorite candidate doesn't win, you still have a say in who's elected. You can vote your conscience without worrying about wasting your vote. And then again, ranking a second, third, fourth, or fifth choice will never hurt your favorite candidate, your number one, because that second choice doesn't kick in unless your first choice candidate has already been eliminated, meaning they have not won. So how to talk about RCV? RCV is something new. Sometimes folks can be a little hesitant towards something new. Reminding them that ranking is easy and something we do all the time. I have a friend, once we started quarantine, she put out a poll ranking her favorite Denzel character she wanted to be quarantined with. It's something that we do all the time. This is not a new system for New York. For those of you who remember community schools, your community boards of education were elected under ranked choice voting. New York City has the benefit of best practices from cities across the nation and around the world. Remember that map I showed earlier? We've worked with experts from multiple locations to ensure that New York has the best and the brightest and is getting all the resources it needs. And then lastly, bring it back to family, friends, and neighbors and their values. RCV is really about voting your values and ensuring that the candidates that you support also support your values. So let's go over some really quick frequently asked questions. How many candidates do I rank? Again, you can rank up to 5 or as few as you like. Do I have to use all 5 rankings? No, you do not. Your vote will still count if you decide to rank only 1, 2, 3, or 4 candidates. Can I rank a candidate more than once? No. Under New York City election law, if you mark the same candidate more than once on your ballot, it will be thrown out. So we want to make sure you only vote for your favorite candidate once. Now, if you do make a mistake and you're voting early or voting by mail, you can request another ballot should it be early enough. If you're voting at a polling location, whether during early vote or on election day, you can request up to 2 additional ballots to ensure that your final vote is the correct vote. Does it hurt my favorite candidate to have a second choice? Again, no. Your first choice candidate is your first choice. The only time that the second, third, fourth, or fifth choices will be looked at is if your first choice candidate didn't get enough votes and has already been eliminated. So again, we'll go over this. Starting this year, you have the option of ranking your top 5 candidates for the primary and special elections, including for mayor, comptroller, public advocate, borough president, and city council. So before we end, I want to show you a video from my hometown. Just take a peek at this and see what campaigning can be like under ranked choice voting.
Hi, I'm Pam Harris. I'm Meng.
I'm Shane Tao.
We're running for Oakland City Council District 4.
For the past 16 years, this seat has been held by dynamic women.
We are 3 well-qualified candidates for City Council.
We are mothers, public servants, and community leaders. Pam has 20 years of nonprofit finance experience. She can manage any budget.
Nayeli has worked in the District 4 office. She knows the district's issues inside and out.
Shane has worked for the City Council for 5 years. She has the experience to get results.
We're asking for your support on November 6th.
This is a ranked choice election. Vote for us 1, 2, or 3.
You can learn more about us on our websites. Vote for positive leadership,
Collaborative leadership.
women's leadership.
Isn't that a big difference from what you're used to? So with that, that is the end of the presentation. Here is information on how you can get a hold of us. This presentation, along with all of our training materials, are available on our website, rankthevotenyc.org, along with a mock ballot. So you can go through the process of ranking your favorite bodega snacks on our website. Again, all of these materials are also available translated, and we thank you all very much. With that, we are going to open it to Q&A. If you have a question, type it in the question and answers box, and we will go through them. So our first question is from Laura. Laura asked, will the district attorney elections also be ranked choice? They will not. Only the mayor, public advocate, comptroller, and city council elections will be ranked choice. The next question is, since this is a new voting procedure in New York City, many are somewhat uncertain how to vote and how the process works. That could diminish voter turnout. The voter can make uninformed decisions, as well as potentially invalidate some votes which may be cast erroneously. I will say we all are doing everything that we can to ensure that that is not the case. We, as Rank the Vote, have reached tens of thousands of voters, specifically in CD24, but citywide. We have trained hundreds of campaigns and organizations. We are doing everything possible. And what we've seen from every other city that has implemented ranked choice voting is that it doesn't hurt turnout. Sometimes it actually helps turnout. Next question. Wouldn't a write-in candidate only be eliminated if they got in last place? So if a write-in candidate got in more write-ins than the lowest vote getter, correct, they would not be the first candidate to be eliminated. Whoever the lowest vote getter is the candidate that's eliminated first. Any other questions? We have a question in the chat. Will we be able to partner with candidates to do this kind of seminar? Yes. We have candidate trainings that we've been holding for the last 10 months at this point. So we are more than happy to do either a one-on-one candidate training, or we have a monthly candidate training that we host. In addition to that, we have been working with mayoral candidates and others to host informational seminars like this. on their various platforms. I see we have a raised hand. If you could write your message either in the chat or in the question and answer box, that would be great. Next question is, will the viewers receive a recording of this presentation? What we'll be doing is posting it on our YouTube channel, as well as sending it to the Congresswoman and her team for anyone who requests it. Any other questions? Again, you can type them in the chat box or in the question and answer box. Great. So if a voter didn't want to rank 5, can they just rank a few, maybe 2 or 3? Definitely. Just make sure, again, that you are not ranking the same person multiple times. So there's a question of, can I show you how it works with the pizza vote? Yes, I can go over that one more time. Great. So you'll see that the top vote getter here is Danny's House of Pizza with 8 votes, John's with 7, Ruby Rosa with 5, Joe and Pat's with 4, DeFara with 3, Grimeldi's with 3, Totono's with 2, and then you have Kingsbridge Social Club, Uncle Tony's, and Barbacino, each with 1. Again, under RCV, the lowest vote getter is the first that's eliminated. So you see there's a 3-way tie between Kingsbridge, Uncle Tony's, and Barbacino. So all 3 are eliminated. You see that Grimeldi's, DeFaro, and Totono's each received votes from those 3 eliminated pizza places. And so the process continues until someone usually reaches the 50% plus 1 threshold. Again, Grimeldi's is at 50%. It's just missing the plus 1, but would be the winner. So yeah, the question is, do you provide informational seminars in other languages like Chinese and Korean? Yes, we can set up this seminar. It's available. The actual slide deck is available on our website in other languages, including Chinese and Korean. And we can also work to find a community organization or a translator that can provide the training for you in any language. Yes, so this again is for the primary, not the general election. So if you are a Democrat or Republican or Working Family Party, you will see only the candidates running for the nomination of your party on your ballot. And so you would be ranking just those candidates running under that primary. And then if they would move on to as the nominees of that party to the general election, which is not ranked choice voting. Any more questions? Wait, let's see. How do tiebreakers work? So under current law that's been in place for a very long time, it is a coin toss. Again, ranked choice voting has nothing to do with that. And it is very rare that under RCV you have a tie, but according to the city charter, a tie is broken with a coin toss. I guess it could be worse. I guess it could be like arm wrestling or a duel or something. Any more questions? Any more questions? All right, with that, I want to thank you all so much. I want to thank the Congresswoman for hosting this and inviting you all to participate. If you have questions, again, you can email them to the email that is up on your screen, info@rankthevotenyc.org. If you want to request a presentation to an organization or a candidate or any of that, you can go to our website, www.rankthevotenyc.org, and under the candidate and community partners tabs, we have a form that you can fill out, a very short form, and we'll work with you to schedule something. With that, I think we're going to close it out. Thank you all again for joining us this evening. Becky, I think we can close it out.